Well, good morning and welcome everyone to the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte. I am your host, Horace. I'm back. Many people said that I was probably in the witness protection program. I don't know about all of that, but I can tell you this. I was safe and protected. And what I was witness to my own self-transformation. And with that, I'm going to tell you right now, we are so happy that you have joined us today. So, wherever you are in this part of the world, and if this is your first time and you have not been here before, we are so glad to have your presence with us. And we want to encourage you to subscribe to cslcharlotte.org. You can put in a prayer request and subscribe because we are in an open and diverse community here. So, I want to let you know about today's message. Today's message is the rainbow spectrum of spirit. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. The rainbow spectrum of spirit. So, I want to encourage you to stay and listen to that and stay tuned for the few announcements later on. There's always something meaningful unfolding here at ZSL Charlotte. So, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you are, as I said, you can subscribe, put in a prayer request, and you will be responded to. So before I pass the mic over to our fabulous, illustrious spiritual leader, Reverend Rosedale, I want to leave you with this thought. Once you show someone your true colors, it is impossible to paint over them. Let me share that again. Once you show someone your true colors, it is impossible to paint over them. And that is from Machana Diwayo. And with that, I'm going to turn the mic over to our wonderful, awesome, fearless leader, Reverend Rosedale.
Well. Thank you, Horace the Bush. That is fantastic. But you better have good colors if you're going to show them. Okay, that's all I can tell you. Well, thank you, Horace the Bush. I thought that was a fabulous one. Don't repaint over them colors. But anyway, everybody, thank you for joining CSL Charlotte here if you're on YouTube, because we are CSL Charlotte, the Mind, Body, Spirit Center. So welcome today on this beautiful, crisp Sunday morning. And so today what we're going to be talking about, or what our focus is on, the rainbow spectrum of spirit. So just imagine a spectrum of colors going from purple all the way to the lightest color it can be. All these different shades. Okay, so just a thought, just giving you a little hint. So first we open up our Sunday celebration with an affirmative prayer to set the tone. So who we have leading us today in our prayer is Maureen Thurston. She's our emeritus spiritual practitioner. And we're going to find out just what she loves about all these beautiful rainbows. And she mentioned it the other day. So with that, Mo, would you please go ahead and give us your prayer?
Absolutely. Thank you, Reverend Rosedale. So as we just take a moment to sit in the silence here, what I know for each and every one of us today is that our day is blessed beyond any type of measure. I know that with the message that we received from Reverend Rosedale this morning, that it fills each and every one of us, which is what we need to hear for today that will carry us through the week. I know that this service is blessed. I know that each and every one of us touches the lives of each of us here. We are a phenomenal community, working with love and intelligence and heart space galore. So as I release and I let go, I know that it is already manifesting within this service, that everything is smooth and easy, and together we can lock it in by simply saying, and so it is.
And so it is powerful mode, especially the intelligent and the heart space. I really loved it. So, next on our platform is our reader, Melissa Spiegler, aka the girl from Tennessee. Now, I know she realizes that she's always on the rainbow spectrum of spirit, so today she's doing the reading. So, after Melissa's reading, listen to One Power. Now, remember, one power is all different shades. Again, talk about a lot of different things, a lot of different names, all the hues of spirit. So, with that being said, Melissa, make it do what it do.
Love it. Thank you so much, Reverend Rosedale. This morning's reading is The Inclusive Rainbow, Honoring Every Individual by Reverend Rosedale Jones. There's something special about each and every one of us. We come in many different hues, shades, and facets. All of this makes our togetherness, our unity safe, inviting, and collective. Each, each of us carries a special laugh, a smile, a wit, intellect, or mechanical ability. And what's so good about it is that we welcome the differences among us. Some of us bring a sense of calm, technological expertise, mathematical brilliance, or organizational gifts. Others are the ritualists, scientists, teachers, parents, caregivers, healers, youth, and elders. All are welcome to play in the rainbow spectrum, while labels and identities help clarify and specify important features. They can also be limiting and exclusive. We do not need to use our unique identities to limit ourselves or others. People deserve to be recognized. Their proper cultures recognize you by the proper cultures and ethnicities, gender, and sexual orientation. As we individuals stay connected to our oneness with spirit, we sharpen our self awareness. We know who we are, and we are open to everyone else being who they are. In that awareness, we learn how to hear each other and see each other. What comes forth is the inclusive feeling between us and a unified whole. Listen to the call of your own inner voice as you live. Answer the call, even when our life, feels like swirling chaos or deep, pure peace. Either way, you are exactly where you belong, for there is growth to be done. Listen to the call of your oneness in spirit. And here's a final quote by Reverend Rosedale. Whether you are a vibrant color or a quiet shade, every expression is embraced in the energy of God's rainbow spectrum. And so it is.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you, that's beautiful. We'll start with a short centering. Relax your eyes, looking into your lap, or closing them if you choose. And let's begin with breath. And I'm not talking about the kind that just fills the lungs. I'm talking about the kind that reminds us that we are spirit in motion. So take that breath and slowly release it. See, the song One Power speaks to the truth that spirit goes by so many different names and hues and colors, like God, like Jesus, like Lord, and each one of them represent a color to someone. And so beneath those names, there's only one power, there's only one presence, but there is only one divine essence flowing through each and every one of us. So it reminds us that we are one with spirit and we are expressions of the rainbow spectrum of spirit. So just think about that today, the colors of a rainbow. Each of us reflect a unique hue at different times, but it's all within that one power. So wiggle your fingers and your toes and integrate your mind, your body, and your spirit. Now step into your journey today through the hues of transformation and oneness as we shed old skins. Good. So embrace the energy of yourself, your space, and your mind for the rainbow spectrum of spirit. Each of us carries a unique signature, unlike anyone else's. We are bio individuals. We are one, but different. The world would not be the same if each of us were not here. We are all here to make this world as special as it is. There would be no learning, there would be no growth, there would be no transformation without our distinct imprints. So there must be good, bad, and indifferent experiences in order for us to grow. Wouldn't that just seem to make sense? We must take the time to process life and deepen our spiritual practice. That's how life teaches us. That's how we evolve. So we evolve by living life in authentic and unapologetic truth. Here's the thought about that. Think about the quantum field. And imagine that you were at this quantum field. It's your own decision of what it looks like to you. And realize that it's just the same name as the one power. Spirit, Lord. But imagine though that you're at this field and you're just looking across it after the rain. And as you look across this quantum field, you can see the rainbow of life. You can see the rainbow of spirit, the whole spectrum, all the way across. And it's going to be swirling in different colors and in motion because of all of the variety of experiences being experienced by different people. See, I love teaching this philosophy in metaphor because I know you hear it like that as well. It's such a beautiful way to explain this teaching. See, you are, let's say for example, you were very unhappy because you got fired from a job, but you were very unhappy with the job all along. So that's an event, right? Okay, that's an event, that's an experience. But because you didn't do anything about hating that job so much, but you told the story so much, you just stayed there disgruntled. But then eventually they let you go. But you got to know that if that was your focus the whole time of how you hated, how you dreaded, how you got to get up every morning, and that's all the story you talked about with people, you got your wish. What we focus on grows, and that's our wish. Here's another hue. You may have been mistreated by someone close to you. You may be facing loss. You may be in a state of turmoil. You may even be in a state of financial strain. But you know what? People think these experiences are random. But you know what? These experiences are not just random. No, they're not. They are colors entering into your spectrum because of the hues that you have. But at the same time, when they come to you, you're changing. You're transforming because you realize, I don't like that shade. I don't like that. So when someone mistreats you, you learn how to hold your boundaries with more care. When you say, oh, I don't like that, you decide that, oh, they got to have a couple of boundaries here, right? When someone says they no longer love you, it's you and your oneness with spirit talking to you, telling you something like, you need to learn to love yourself more. It's your ultimate goal to start living authentic, and unapologetic truth. The rainbow spectrum of spirit is vast, very, very, very big, and in every shade of it is sacred. Each color is meant to grow us. Regardless of what you think, it stretches us, it awakens us, and here's something else to consider. Our ultimate goal is to start living authentic in unapologetic truth. Have I said that enough? Probably not. Can you consider that everyone has a reason for being here? Some people are here to teach us. Even if it is that person that's mistreating you, even if it is that person that decided, I'm going to just continue to shower you with love. But they're here to grow us. Some are here to teach us. Some are here to be taught by us. Sometimes you got to set that boundary to teach them. Sometimes you got to give them some good rewards to teach them. Either way, it's all beautiful with this wonderful spectrum. And truthfully, none of us can say that there's no one out there anywhere in the world that is mad at us about anything. Because you better believe, if you got somebody that you have something against, you better believe there's a whole bunch more ready to point back at you. Yeah, there's probably people that say, oh, that Rosedale, but that's okay. Because it's not going to be my problem. Guess whose problem it is if they can't do anything but talk about how much they hate people? Theirs. That's why I know when I start finding that I don't like somebody too long or it keeps coming up in my thing, it's time for me to take a chance to sit down with my oneness with spirit. It's my job, if I don't like somebody or I can't stand them, to relieve myself of it. And Ruby talked about forgiveness. Yeah, how about when you feel like you don't like yourself? And forgive yourself. So either you got to find a way to forgive that person or whatever. But if they don't forgive me, it's not on me. So I'm not going to, you see what I mean? So it doesn't belong to me. That's the part. Oh, it's so, people don't want to think about how somebody don't like me. What? But it's true. But you know what? That's part of the spectrum too. These colors and these hues are experiences and they are happening 24/7. They are the brushstrokes of spirit, right? And there is the oneness of our oneness with spirit. So our oneness is painting us into deeper awareness, fuller expression, a fuller expression. Can you imagine that you are a fuller expression than you were last year this time? And there were so many hues that you had seen, but right now it's really, really repainting you again into a deeper awareness, a fuller expression, and your next hue of becoming. What am I becoming? Where am I going? It doesn't matter. That's why our ultimate goal is to start living authentic in unapologetic truth. Unapologetic truth. Don't apologize for who you are. Don't be sorry for what someone says about you. Because your colors are your colors and nobody can take them away from you. So how do we live this thing called life? Well, for starters, we do it spiritually. Spiritual practice moves us beyond the pain, beyond the mistreatment, beyond the urge to judge people as good, bad, or indifferent. Judgment, anger, jealousy, and fear blocks our ability to transform and change. And in truth, nothing really has the power to keep us from our transformations and evolutions. Nothing but us. So we cannot fully practice our oneness with spirit with our minds clogged up with judgment, jealousy, anger, and fear. So that's the first important thing to remember. So when that's coming up, that's your job. Oh, I hate this person. Oh, I don't like them. And I'm being real because some people say, oh, she said these words. Yes, people do say them. Okay? Sometimes you do. But these energies that we put on other people, they're not them, it's coming back on us. These energies divert our attention away from our next journey. They pull us out of alignment and out of clarity and out of the flow. See, meanwhile, our ultimate goal is what? To start living authentic in unapologetic truth. Yeah, you still got to be unapologetic about who you are. Yes, because you know who you are. So judgment doesn't block others. So you can stop saying how that, oh, I remember what she did to me when I was a kid. I don't like, well, but you know what? It don't just block them. It blocks us too. Got to get that forgiveness going so I can unblock, release my flow, because I don't have time to focus on that. So it interrupts the transmission between us and our oneness with spirit. It keeps us from hearing our inner counsel. I call it a counsel some days. Some days I say, well, I have to sit with the counsel. Because then all of a sudden I'm driving and the counsel pops up and says something like, you know what, you really should turn right here. Well, I got this. And I go to keep going straight. But the counsel spoke. But I decided, you see, the counsel has always been waiting for me to hear it. All I have to do is listen. And if I don't hear it, and if I don't listen, then it's on who? See, our ultimate goal is to live authentic and unapologetic truth. Therefore, we must practice our oneness with spirit, not just in silence, even though that's one of the practices, but in surrender. You don't always have to be quiet. You can be in a place of noise and practice that oneness with spirit. But only then can we hear what's next. What do I do? Only then can we move forward with grace and ease. See, the only thing that's holding us back is the way we perceive those obstacles that's in our way. If we're going to curse those obstacles, guess what? We ain't going to do nothing about them. We're just going to sit there and curse them. Take Harriet Tubman. Now, Harriet Tubman could have stayed in her room crying over the cruelty of slavery, right? But she didn't. Instead, she rose. She kept moving hundreds of times, again and again and again, up the coast, down the coast. I know she had to have a spiritual practice in place. She had to. That's the only way. I said, how do we do this thing called living? Spiritually. She had to. And how about this? There must have been something that she used spiritually to ground us up that gave her the courage to act and to move, because she had a conviction that was not, oh my God, it was beyond all. You know, I mean, I saw parts, but I can't watch those movies because they get me. I happen, maybe because I feel I might have been there back in the day or whatever, I can't do it. But anyway, I saw part of a show that when she was escaping and Harriet jumped over into the water very, very deep. I said, now that's conviction. But I can't stay here and watch the rest of this because I can't do slavery movies. No, I've been there probably in another life and I don't want to do it. But if Harriet Tubman found a way out of her extreme circumstances, so can we. There's no other way that I could be this happy without the conviction I've developed over the years. What about you? My ultimate goal is to keep living authentic and unapologetic truth. And the reason why I keep saying it over and over, because my great-granddaughter, oh, she's adorable. But one of the things she says a lot is sorry, sorry. And I keep saying, stop saying sorry. And I'm not teaching her to be mean. I am teaching her that that's not a good word to keep saying to yourself. And she gets it. She goes, oh, okay. She kind of got, she's 2 years old, so she gets it. But I don't make her feel bad about it. But sorry is really not a good word for you to use for you or anyone else. See, here's the thing. My cousin, he shares these situations with me about how people mistreat him or whatever, and they walk over him almost like he's not even there. I tell him that he's in charge of those different dynamics and he has the power to stand up and shift them. Now, he fights for his limitation all the time, and I can tell he's doing it when he tells me that our grandmother taught him how to respect people. I said, I had the same grandma. I didn't get that. You did. So maybe you need to read up on this. I didn't receive the same teaching you did. And I always ask him, well, did she tell you to keep being abused by people and do nothing about it? Because I tell him all the time, and he laughs at me because I remember her. Man, we were really little. We was on her little farm way back in the South in Florida, and you could don't come on her property trying to tell her we're coming in here to do this. No, no, she didn't care who you were. She wasn't turning the other cheek. So I didn't see respect for somebody that didn't treat you right. I can see respect for people that you have mutual respect, but you don't turn the other cheek. I never seen her turn the other cheek. So I tell him that, he cracks up laughing because we can talk about some stories about what she told Mr. Boatwright coming down her road, talking about we're gonna do this and do that, and she said, "Get off my property," right? So I can't sugarcoat this because I know that my ultimate goal is to keep living authentic in an unapologetic truth. Because if I keep apologizing for the truth, then I need to shut up. Right? So that's what I'm saying. We have to learn how to be unapologetic about the truth. People don't want to tell people to come join our Center for Spiritual Living. Come because they're ashamed of what? What? Oh yeah, I'm telling the truth. I know it got to be. See, because I learned how to lean into the wisdom of my oneness with spirit. And this is where my real counsel lives. In here somewhere. Could be in my knees, could be sometime in my muscles. It could time be in my heart. So don't pick one spot in your body. Let it be all shades, all hues of you, right? It's not just one color, right? But I don't keep talking about what was. And I live in clarity of what is right now, what it is right now. That's the clarity I live in. So if I don't understand it yet, I'm going to work on doing it. And again, our ultimate goal is to live authentically in unapologetic truth. What is the truth for you? What is it? It takes every color, every hue, every texture in this spectrum to reflect that infinite variety of who we are as people. I've changed hues more times than I can count. You know what? I even feel like a tree sometimes. I can feel that tree when it's bending in the wind because I'm always looking into nature, right? And the butterfly that emerges, my favorite totem is the butterfly. But I know one thing, I don't think I would have come up with all of this had I not left New York 25 years ago. I would not have experienced the rainbow spectrum of spirit. No way, no how. I might still be wrapped up in those same skins of survival that I was back then. Oh, smoking, drinking, and repeating the same rhythms over and over. I know because I look at the friends and the relatives when I went to visit in New York, same stuff, just different date, no change. But I must have known that my ultimate goal was to live authentic in an unapologetic truth. I must have known that. I wanted so much to get a better life. That's all I wanted. I had stars in my eyes. So I danced to the beat that I drummed. That's what I did. Everybody was telling me as a teenager, oh, you know what, you moving too fast. You need to slow it down. Or you need to, all my friends and all of them was telling me that. But you know what? I don't know where I was dancing to or where I was walking toward. All I knew is I could not stay there. I left because I knew on some level, I didn't say what I'm saying today, but I knew I had to leave. But I knew on some level that my ultimate goal was to live authentic in an unapologetic truth. And I was going after this truth. And I'm still here, but there's more truth to come. I'll never stop until the heart stops. And even if the heart stops, my spirit will live on. I'm just saying. Now, when I look at my radiant life today, I look at the colorful and ever changing life that I live, and I'm all for this change. Every single change I have to experience. The best time of my life is right now. What about you? All the colors and the hues that you shed and the skins that you walk in and out of. And nature is powerful, man. The reason why I'm talking about the skins is because of the snake. The snake, when we were in the farm and all those little creepy things as a kid, the snake would shed his skin and go away because it got too small. Oh my God, think about that. That environment got too small and I had to squeeze my way out of it. We all matter in this thing called life. It's what, you know what? If we didn't matter, we wouldn't be here. We would not be here. There's no, what do you call it? There's no mistake. Nothing. You're not a mistake. We're not a mistake to be together all the time, every single week, because something is working in our lives. Life needs us in order to be complete. It needs us. Can't you just accept that? That's what makes our world abundantly colorful and flavorful. It wasn't meant to be how you say that one? Melissa got stuck on the other word. I'm getting stuck on homogeneous. Homogeneous. Life wasn't supposed to be homogeneous, and nor was it supposed to be monotone and everybody go, good morning, how are you? How you doing? Or that's what we would have right now. Whether you are a vibrant color or a quiet shade, every expression is embraced in the rainbow spectrum of spirit. All that's required is for you to shine your special light, show your true colors, as Horace said in that awesome, beautiful quote he had, because you got to take it both ways. He said, remember your colors when they see it, but you can't repaint them. You got that? So that means that if it's good, great. If it's not, either leave that person alone or forgive yourself and move on. Oh, I'm just loving the idea that he brought that quote. But anyway, authenticity is essential. It's essential in the rainbow spectrum of spirit. And authenticity must show up fully and truthfully. Don't half step on yourself. So from the reading that I wrote, Melissa was saying almost everything I'm saying pretty much. She said, listen to the call of your own inner voice as you live. It doesn't matter if your life feels like a swirling chaos or deep, pure peace. It doesn't matter. Either way, you're exactly where you belong because we need to grow there. That's why I say the reason why we're here, the reason why this happened, I need to grow. So it didn't happen because I'm a victim. It happened to wake me up. Let there be no mistake about that. It is our choice. Melissa also said in the reading, people deserve to be recognized by their proper cultures, ethnicities. That's what she got. She got it, because I almost got it. But we got the genders. We also got our sexual identities. Respect everyone. That I totally agree with my cousin on. But you're going to respect somebody that's wiping their feet on you, then you have a problem and you need to deal with that. We don't need to use our uniqueness, you heard that also in the reading, for somebody else or to put people down or to diminish somebody else. Just because I'm good does not mean I'm better. It just means I'm a better me than I was yesterday. It doesn't mean I'm better than you. But if you want to take it that way, it's on you. Because a lot of people say, when I was coming up, she thinks she's all good. Yeah, I do. So that color, I'm not trying to change. In our consciousness meetings, this is the thing. This is why I'm so really heavy about that. You got to have this They say, how do you do this thing called living? I said, spiritually, you got to have the time for that. In our consciousness meetings, we embrace one another and we do it as unique, colorful beings. And we know we're unique and colorful beings. That's why we let everybody share what they want to share and listen. We witness each other with love and openness and we explore it. And you know what? Together, what we're doing is we're exploring the it that we don't yet understand about ourselves. Because every time we want it, we got to understand more about us. And we take that time to get to do that. Right? So I have a question. How can I support you on your journey of self-discovery as you dance with me in the rainbow spectrum of spirit? How can I do that with you? Let's affirm this next song that we're about to hear. That's if we're already knowing that we are living a life in authentic and unapologetic truth. But reflect on the rainbow spirit, the rainbow spectrum of spirit to see light, radiance, and authentic colors of yourself. But listen to this song with all that you got, because your colors, like Horace said, are not something you can just change. They are the hues of your spirit with your oneness with spirit. So remember that. So let this song affirm the truth of you and the true colors because you're beautiful. And listen to the song True Colors. Colors, Horace. Horace gave me that song and I said, I don't know, I gotta listen to it. I gotta see if I'm feeling it. I felt it. So your colors are not something that you can hide. And then his quote to boot, okay? Because once you show them colors, you cannot repaint. So figure it out now. And if you happen to be misused by somebody, you've shown your wrong color because they misunderstood. So remember your colors, okay? Your colors are not something to hide. They are evidence of your becoming. They're your hues. So remember, your true colors are your divine essence. You are beautiful. These words, true color, affirm that we know who we are, and I know who you are, CSL Charlotte. I know that this community is just as powerful as all get out. That's why we're here, because we are powerful. So if you find yourself returning every week after week to CSL Charlotte, something's feeding you and something's working in your life. Maybe it's a word, maybe it's a breath, maybe it's something that landed just right, but it's a calm that you could not just affirm without us on your own. So we are a sanctuary without walls. But you know what? It's held together by our one power and our presence. So just like any other sacred space, it doesn't ask for perfection. It just asks for participation. That's it. So imagine yourself hosting a weekly gathering every single week from your home and you had to put out all the expenses. Just ask, how long can I do that? So we're not alone. Each and every one of us, as we did $10, $15, $20, or whatever, every week, this place would flourish. So maybe this is your moment to practice trust in your financial supply, because you got to trust that supply, because it's not given to you for no reason, no matter how much you think it ought to be, because it reflects on your ability to give back, and that you need to grow on, right? So it all takes more practice. That's all it is, and just practice around your trust, and boy, oh boy, your self-worth will bam zoom through the roof. So giving is not a demand. Trust that. It's a choice. It is a sacred yes. But my question is, are you willing to say yes? So before we go, remember, today we realize that the rainbow spectrum of spirit is all these hues, colors. It has all these various names. And we are all of it. We are it. The rainbow spectrum of spirit is all about the hues and colors of us, the different lives the different experience we lead. Okay? We are living life in authentic, unapologetic truth just because we belong to CSL Charlotte. So affirm that your true colors are your divine essence and you are beautiful. So this next song is more than music. This next song is a spiritual declaration. I'm telling you, you got to know how you are because this is when you live unapologetic because you know who you are. So when they try to cut you down, send the flood and drown them out with your whatever you do. But it's celebration of everything that you've earned, every single hue you've experienced, every single thing you've learned, and the truth that you claim unapologetically. Just remember to march to the drum that you drum. So listen to this memorial call that Melissa said about listen to the call, but here's the call for you. Listen to this call in this song. Listen to the song. I'm gonna give you the name of it yet. Go. Said, I'm marching to the beat I drum. I am me. I make no apologies because this is me. And you better walk like that, CSL Charlotte, because this is you and this is me. It's all about being ready to name it and claim it, who you are. Phew. Take a deep breath, everybody, because I was partying on that song. But at any rate, Mo, are you ready to pray us out?
So as we close out this amazing service here today, I know that each one of us takes into this following week ahead of us the words and the wisdom of Reverend Rosedale. I know that it continues to feed our souls, to feed our imaginations, and to enrich our lives every day. So as we close out this wonderful time that we have spent here together, I know that our lives are filled with joy, laughter, love, and humor. So I release, I let go, and I let God, knowing that it is already manifesting in each and every one of our lives, and we can lock it in together by simply saying, and so it is.
And so it is. Fantastico. So thank you, Mo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so with that being said, let's get ready to go home. Well, we're already home in our bodies, but we need to be home in our minds, bodies, and spirits. 3. So as we wrap up our time together, remember this. The rainbow spectrum of spirit is in each of us, and it's accepting and embracing each and every one of us. So as we leave this beautiful sacred space, let your oneness with spirit help you to blend those hues of your own spectrum. And this way, the universe, remember, is always responding from the beginning of your journey to your perfect manifestation. Just go ahead and get it. So surrender and remember, when the people try to cut you down, send a flood and drown them out. Because you are you in the rainbow spectrum of spirit. So until we meet again, keep shining and keep shining on because the rainbow spectrum of spirit is a place you can't go wrong. Get into it. And so it is.